What's up guys, Learning with Rich here. In this video, what we are going to learn is, we're going to learn how to create key schedules. Okay, so last time we have learned how to create our door schedule, right? So this time around, we're going to create key schedule. So what is key schedule? So it define and use keys to automate the addition of consistent schedule information. Because schedules can comprise multiple items that have the same characteristics. Like for example, a room schedule might have 100 rooms with the same floor, ceiling, and base finishes. So rather than enter all this information manually for all 100 rooms in the schedule, so you can define keys that automatically fill in information. So let's say, for example, if a room has a defined key, then as that room is added to a schedule, fields in the schedule automatically update, reducing the time required to produce the schedule. Okay, so basically you define keys using key schedules. So key schedules look very similar to component schedules, except that you define them to your specifications. So when you create a key, it is listed as an instance property for the element. When you apply a value for the key, then the key's attributes are applied to the element. Okay? So for you to be able to understand this much more, so we are gonna do it now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is, on my door schedule, I'm going to add here my key schedule. Okay, so how to do that? So first, we're going to create a key schedule. So to do that, from the schedules, so I'm gonna right click this, and then I'm going to select here, new schedule quantities. Okay. And then, as you know, we're going to select here what will gonna be the category. So the category here is door. Okay, so door. But for the name here, I'm gonna call this hardware schedule. Okay. So this is the key schedule that I'm going to add to my door schedule. And then this one, schedule keys. For the key name, I'm going to put here hardware group. So these schedule keys is the one that I'm going to put inside my door schedule. So first, I need to create first a key schedule. So remember the name here, hardware key. So we will be adding that to the fields here on our door schedule. Okay, so let's continue creating our key schedule. Okay, so you put the name, you select your schedule keys, and then you put here the key name. And then after that, select OK. Now here, on our fields tab, so by default, you can see here the key name. So instead of using this available fields to add to my scheduled fields, because these available fields are already added here on my door schedule, if you remember, right? So we have here our frame material, so that's the one, and then we have here the frame type, and then we also have the comments here. And for the finish, I didn't add the finish here, but I'm not gonna use these fields here. So we are going to create parameter. Okay, so how to create parameter? So you just need to click this icon here, new parameter. So let's say, for example, for the project parameter, make sure this is project parameter. Now for the parameter data, I'm gonna select here, or I'm gonna type, let's say, hinge set parameter. And then for the type of parameter, I'm just gonna leave it text. I want to type the hinge set. And then as you can see here, like what I have said earlier, so basically this parameter that you are creating, it is an instance parameter. Okay, so let's select here OK, and then it's now there. Okay, so let's create another parameter. So select, and then let's say I'm gonna use here lock function, right? And then for the discipline, same common type of parameter, I'm gonna use text here. Okay, just select okay. All right, so this is my text parameter, the hinge, set, and then the lock function. Now, the next parameters that I will be creating, we're gonna have the yes, no parameter, meaning you can check it and uncheck it in the project instance parameter. So to do that, so let's create new parameter again. So I'm gonna put here, let's say egress hardware. And then for the discipline, common. Now for the type of parameter, I'm gonna select here yes, no. And then I'll just put it under the group parameter under, all right. So how about, I'll just put it on the other parameter. So I'm not gonna change that. So other parameter and then select okay. Okay, so I just created my yes, no parameter egress hardware. So let me add 4 more. So I'm gonna put here closer, yes, no, okay, create again, stop, yes, no, okay, kick plate. So let's say you want to add kick plate to the door, or you want to remove the kick plate. So I'll just select okay. So that's kick plate. What else? Hold open. Okay, so this is important. So yes, no again. Okay, other, select okay. There you go. All right. Now the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna select here okay. And there you go. So I now have here my hardware schedule. Now the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to add rows here, because of course there's no rows here. So let's say I want to create 4 key names. Okay, to make it simple, I'm just gonna call it 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm gonna insert data row, click 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, you can specify what is the key name for this, but for simplicity, I'll just call it 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And now for the hinge set, remember, we have set this hinge set and lock function as a text. That's why we can type here. So let's say I'm gonna put here 3 bot. Okay, and then same with my key name 2 and 3. But for the key name 4, I'll just put here pbot spring, enter. Okay, and then for the lock function, again, this parameter is text parameter. That's why I can type. So I can put here classroom lock, lock, enter. If you already type a parameter and you want to use that again, just like the 3 bot parameter text here, you can click the drop down arrow and then you can select it. Okay, now but for this one, I want to put here privacy lock, enter. And then here I'll just put entrance. And then let's say for this one, I'll just put exit or whatever lock function that you want. Now, these 5 parameters, the egress hardware, closer parameter, stop, kick plate, hold open. So it is a yes, no parameter. That's why you have an option here to specify if your key name 1 has a kick plate. So you can just leave it checked. If you want, you can uncheck it. Okay. Now for this one, for my key name 1, I don't want to have that door an egress hardware, so I'm just gonna uncheck that one. Same with the closer and the hold open, meaning let's say for example this key name doesn't have the hold open function, closer, and egress hardware. Okay, very simple to understand, so you just need to check and uncheck, right? Okay, and then after that, for this one, I'm going to make this uncheck again, and then I'm going to uncheck this one. There you go. All right. Okay, of course, you can still add your key name and then you can add more parameters. Okay, so after you specify your hardware schedule, so we are now ready to apply this parameter or add this parameter to our door schedule. Okay, so I can now go to my door schedule here and I'm going to open the properties, open the fields. Okay, so let's say, for example, I do not want to have an operation here. I do not want to have that operation field. So I'm going to click that and then remove. And then remember when we created our key schedule, we created the hardware group, right? So this is the one that we are going to add to this scheduled field. So I'll just double click that and I'll just move that up. There you go. And let's select OK. There you go. So you just added now your key schedule. Okay, so this is your hardware group. So let's say, for example, for my 101A door, I want that to have the key name 1. Okay, so if I selected 1, and then if I check this door, so I click this door, and then I'll select here, highlight in model. So let me click that. And then I'm going to select here, show to go for different views. I'll select here, OK. There you go. So there's my 101A. So with my 101A selected, so you can now see here the parameters that we have created, right? The yes, no parameter, the text parameter, and then we also have here the yes, no parameter. So you can convey more information to the architect or to the engineers or to the owner. So when they select this door, and then they will see here some parameters. Okay, so this 101A door, it has a stop and it also has a kick plate, right? You cannot change it here. You cannot click that equal if you want to change that. So if you want to change these parameters from the hardware group, so you need to modify the hardware schedule, right? Okay, so you need to modify that. So our door schedule for 101A, we put their hardware group 1. So that's why this is the parameters that we have there. So the stop, kick plate, classroom block, and 3 bot. So for 01 level, you see this one. So if I click that, so that's the settings, right? And then there's the text parameter that we created. Okay, it all plays in our instance properties. There you go. So let's say, for example, for the 101B, I want that to be on key name 2. Okay, so if I go back again to my view, so my 101B here, so that's now the hinge set, lock function, and then it also has these parameters. Okay, so that's it for this simple exercise. So if you have any comments, questions, or suggestion, you can always put it on the comment section below. And as always, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right. So thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.